Good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. Except for P. Diddy, but rise and shine. Bum, 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 bum. All right, man. Big day, big day. Get myself situated. Good morning. I was rushed into... We're on the third channel, by the way. We covered Ron DeSantis. He was talking about the Trump shooter this morning. That was unexpected, so we jumped on there for a bit. And now the P. Diddy situation. I have a bunch of things, well, a couple of things I should say, maybe not a bunch, but a couple of things we can talk about while we wait for the press conference this morning. Let me just organize some of my tabs. I didn't have time to organize it. Amazing. It's not working. Let me fix that. Diddy, the diddler. The diddler. Okay, I think I have it maybe as best as I'm going to be able to get it. Oh, before we start with the Diddy stuff, I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me turn on the volume for the outside. It doesn't need to sound like you're actually there. Turn this shit down. Turn down a little bit. Turn down a little bit. The diddler, the diddler. Diddler. Gonna do an email blast to wake everybody up. But there was, I don't know if you guys have seen this. This has been out for a little while, but there was a post, and it says hold on, let me do the quotes. A mental health expert has warned that those who watch episodes of true crime shows to unwind might be seriously disturbed. Psychologist Therma Bryant explained that treating true crime shows as a way to relax before bed could mean that the trauma portrayed in the series is familiar to you, and even could be a sign that you need counseling. You need help. She said, if your idea of relaxing before you go to bed is to watch 3 true crime episodes, then I would encourage you to think about, why is trauma relaxing for me? So you guys need to reevaluate yourselves and your lives. You need counseling and you need pills. Take the prescription pills.
Mel, you need to look up the Israeli attack.
Israeli attack. I'll take a look at it. I guess after we get through some of this, I'll take a look at it. Can you DM it to me? I know you're sending me stuff all the time. Can you DM it to me, Thrift? I'm a little all over the place this morning. So you guys need help? I need help. Somebody here replied, I got 53,000 likes. It isn't trauma that's relaxing. It's the information we obtain about what led up to things and how it might save our life or someone else's life one day. Some psychologists. Why do people play violent video games? Oh, no, they always got to do the video games. Why do people tell scary stories around a campfire before bed? I guess we're all a bunch of red flags. Uh-oh. Being a psychologist is a red flag. I don't know. People do have an interest, in like serial killers or true crime, or just like a fascination. But I don't think it's because they're demented. I don't know. Everything is a problem. Damn. So we're back. I do like crazy women in the chat mostly. So Sean P. Diddy Combs, he was arrested on federal charges. Let me see if I can pull up this TMZ article. They're saying indicted on sex trafficking, racketeering, kidnapping charge. He is now a criminal defendant in a sex trafficking and racketeering case after a grand jury indicted him. He's been charged with 3 counts of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. According to the indictment from 2008 to the present, members of the Combs enterprise allegedly engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. And these are some of the things that we've heard, allegations that we've heard in the lawsuit. I covered the lawsuit, one of the lawsuits, I think, at least. And I covered the raid that happened, the multiple raids on his properties. According to the indictment, the purpose of Combs' enterprise was to operate a global business in the media, entertainment, and lifestyle industries. The purpose also includes preserving Diddy's power and fulfilling his personal desires, especially relation to his sexual gratification, including through the exploitation of women and the use of commercial sex workers. I mean, they should put women and men, because there was men that came forward too. The indictment mentions now famous freak-off parties, calling them elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, and pleased himself during, and often electronically recorded. The indictment alleges Combs lured women into his orbit under the pressure of a romantic relationship and then forced threats of force and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers. Wow. To engage in with male commercial sex workers. After the freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Well, that's a thing. I've heard of that. I used to get sometimes IV if I was really hungover. But I don't know. There was this nurse that we asked recently about that, and she was like, the IV thing is BS. Like, you could just drink Pedialyte, you'll be fine. But some people swear by it. But anyway, he'd give them this, I guess he'd have these IVs and stuff after. His lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, said going to the courthouse, he will fight like hell to get his client released on bail. Agnifilo said his client is not only not guilty, but outright innocent. Diddy will appear before a judge Tuesday morning where the charges will be read. So I think this outside area, it looks like, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe the press conference is going to happen out here. We'll see. We still got, we got 30 minutes. The press conference is at 11:30. So this supposedly here to this video was just before the arrest. I feel like he's too old to be hanging out like this. What is he? At the corner of a street or something, hanging out with people? Or outside of a club? Yo, somebody record. Get the camera. It's like Diddy's on the block. Like he's 18 years old. Take that, take that.
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. I like that.
So TMZ broke the story. Dude was arrested Monday night. They said he was supposed to be arrested today, supposedly, and for some reason something happened and they moved earlier than expected. I don't know what that reason is. I don't know if they thought he was gonna leave, or I don't know, was somebody else in danger? Was another freak-off party about to go down? I'm not sure, but TMZ reports that they moved on him early. So Diddy was arrested Monday night at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, where he had been staying. The arrest was supposed to go down Tuesday, but something happened to accelerate it. I wonder what that is. Aubrey O'Day, who had a contentious relationship with Diddy during filming of Making the Band. Oh my God, that I never really got into that, but that was a big show. People loved it, I guess. Making the Band. It was on, I think, MTV or something, or one of those shows. I never thought I would see the day. We all buried this inside of us in order to be able to keep going. And not just me, but victims you don't even know yet. We're all processing what that type of indication can actually feel like now. Every conversation I've had with the victims last night has been going around, or has been beyond moving on all levels. Homeland Security swooped in Monday evening and took Diddy into custody. He's expected to appear before a federal judge Tuesday, where the charges will be read. So I wonder what
they said it's
Diddy's...
because they found out he hired a private jet and he was going to bounce. That's why they rushed in early and also tore apart his hotel room searching.
Oh, I didn't know about the jet thing. Oh, I thought somebody said that. Thank you, Peter. Yo, I hope you're doing good, man. My South Florida friend, man. How's the weather over there? Because it's like every day it's been raining. It's not raining now, but it's like cloudy, nasty outside. But I mean, I kind of like the weather, raining sometimes too. So Peter says, yeah, they have found out he hired a private jet supposedly, and it was going to bounce. That's why they rushed in early and also tore his hotel apart. Wow. 30 minutes before the arrest, Diddy was outside chatting up with fans. That's the video we saw. Hours before the arrest, he was walking with his son, Christian King Combs, on the streets of New York. He's been in NYC for several days. On Sunday, he was in Central Park chilling, unaware what was going down. Wow. Oh, here's the video at a park. A lot of people in Central Park. I haven't been in New York in so long. I left in 2001. I left after 9/11. I never went back. Never went back to the city of New York. Welcome to New York. There's this guy that posted a video on Twitter, Ian Carroll. I don't think I've ever heard of this guy, but he had like a nice like breakdown a bit of the like some of the lawsuits and stuff. I think we can play that while I send an email blast to everybody. And if you guys could hit the like button too, I appreciate that. Peter, again, thank you for the 20. Maz Mercat. Hey, is that you? Maz Mercat, how you doing? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, tonight, they arrested P. Diddy. News just broke that they took him into custody in New York City. So I figured now's as good a time as any to shit all over Sean again and remind everyone just how horrible this man is. So if you haven't read the court documents and done any of the other research on this guy, this producer he worked with named Lil Rod brought this lawsuit against him. Rodney Jones v. Sean Combs, alleging RICO allegation, which is like organized crime. And he alleged that a member of this RICO organization was none other than the CEO of Universal Music Group, Lucian Grange. Universal Music Group produced 1/3 of the top 100 songs last year, including Taylor Swift. Quote, while living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Combs had hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Mr. Jones believed that Mr. Combs had recordings of defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Haber, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. Upon information and belief, these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, and as in the case with the homosexual sex tape of Stevie J that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties. And
I wonder why that is. Is it just for his own pleasure and whatever, that he has all these video recordings of everybody that comes in and all these freak off parties? Or is it also a way to keep some of these people in line? Or maybe it's both. Maybe he gets gratification and it's a way to like kind of like keep you in check. I have this video, you compromised, you know, maybe you took some pills, or maybe you were given something you didn't know, or maybe you knew and you ended up doing stuff that you regret after, maybe, you know, and well, now I got you on video. I can watch this, view it, play it anytime. I can show it to your friends or family. I mean, I don't think he would do that, but...
and his house parties. Upon information and belief, due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. Well,
control freak,
the
yeah, control.
Just got touched. But don't worry, I'm not going to drop that spice and then not give you more details. So Diddy was big on recording all kinds of things, and he frequently took this guy's phone from him and recorded things at parties. So this dude wound up with hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity on his own cell phone, including the acquisition, use, distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms, the displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal firearms, Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the Virgin Islands, and Florida. Yes, those Virgin Islands. Diddy's brother, Christian, drugging and sexually assaulting a woman. Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact of his public image of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, which is horrendous, and I'm not going to read from it. It's absolutely disgusting. This guy's a piece of shit. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Yes,
yeah.
that actor Cuba.
Yeah, there was even like pictures and stuff, I think, of Cuba Gooding Jr. I was surprised with that. And Cuba Gooding Jr., we talked about it in one of the streams, I think a couple months ago. He's had previous allegations. Like, I don't know, let me see. Was it sexual assault or... I don't know what turned up with that. April 2022, the actor pleaded guilty to one count of forcibly touching a woman at a New York City rooftop bar back in 2018. And in June 2023, Gooding settled a 2020 lawsuit brought up against him in which he was accused of R-ing a woman twice in 2013. I don't know the specifics of those details because I'm sure when you get to that status too, you know, you got to be really careful. Some of these women out there looking for a come up, but at the same time too, people in those positions of power, sometimes they just feel like they can do whatever. You know, they're above everybody.
Cuba Gooding Jr. sexually harassing and assaulting Mr. Jones. Yes, here are photos of Cuba doing the things.
Oh,
Here's
no.
more photos of Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, no,
trying to
hell
fuck
no.
This guy, quote, forcibly touching Mr. Jones, fondling Mr. Jones' leg, his upper inner thighs and his groin, the small of his back, near his buttocks and his shoulders. Jones rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. The following is a screenshot. Homie witnessed a shooting where either Diddy or his brother shot a dude in the bathroom and then got the cops to just totally not prosecute, not investigate, say it was a drive-by.
I forgot about that.
But what Diddy's scheme was all about.
And it was so crazy because I think in that lawsuit too, they put the article where, like, I don't know, it seems like they scrubbed that story. Police didn't really fully investigate what happened.
Was getting rappers to do gay stuff on camera, though they did not know it, so that he had blackmail on them so that he could kind of control them and thereby control the whole music industry that he had kind of helped create. And to be fair, I mean,
Don't do that, man.
maybe he saw some signs that maybe it would work, but apparently homie wasn't having it. Sorry, I'm just making jokes. Quote, Mr. Combs, Diddy, went so far as to share a video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male without a condom.
And I think Stevie J was like denying that happened. I hope this guy doesn't show the screenshot of it. I don't know.
This was done to ease Mr. Jones's anxiety concerning homosexuality.
That's
According
wild,
to Diddy,
dude.
this is a normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stevie J is doing it.
Oh, there's a picture.
Diddy informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper Redacted, R&B singer Redacted, and Stevie J. Yes, Diddy's having gay orgies and using it to try to get homie to have more gay orgies because that's what he's all about.
That's just wild for him to like show this video to like, hey, look, he's doing it. This is a standard in the industry, you know, and he has all these people and compromising videos, you know, and it's like, it seems like it's like a grooming thing too, in a way.
About Mr. Combs promised to make sure that Mr. Jones wins Producer of the Year at the Grammys if he did gay stuff. So Diddy is claiming that he has the power and leverage to get some random dude to win Producer of the Year at the Grammys, and he's leveraging that to get gay sex and black.
Well, Adam. Well, the weird thing with Justin Bieber, Adam, was I forgot there was that video, right, that where he was hanging out with Diddy and like he was with Diddy for a couple of days, and didn't Usher and Diddy have some type of, seems like a weird relationship where I thought Diddy had custody of Usher or something like that. I don't know, like his parents, Usher's parents gave him to Diddy or whatever. I thought I read that somewhere. Weird stuff, man. All that conspiracy stuff that you used to talk about with Hollywood, it seems like it's true. You know, like this cameras and blackmail and these weird positions that they'll put you in, literally and figuratively.
From that gay sex. Diddy's assistant, defendant Coram, required all employees from the butler, the chef, to the housekeepers to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with cocaine, GHB, ecstasy, marijuana, gummies, Tucci, mixture of ecstasy and cocaine.
Wow. Oh, pink drug, a combination of ecstasy and cocaine. Wow. Bro, they're combining X and Coke? There was a story the other day that I heard of. Wasn't there some lady that went crazy and she said that it was pink Coke? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Pink cocaine. She did something and she blamed it on pink cocaine. Let's see. Oh, it was a model. Police body cam footage captures aftermath of a tragic crash in downtown Miami, allegedly caused by a social media Macy Mary Lathers, I guess, who was reportedly under the influence of pink cocaine. And she tried leaving the scene, but was stopped by bystanders. The crash, which occurred on August 10th, resulted in the deaths of 2 individuals. Oh, man. Including facing multiple charges, including DUI, manslaughter, vehicular homicide, reckless driving, and driving with a suspended license and causing injury. Man, I don't know why these people just don't stay home.
Relax, stay on your left because you're going up. Stay like that.
Should you see too?
Look down. Ma'am, can you stay over there looking that way?
Oh, she's like naked or something. Is that her tripping out on the floor?
She's good, right? Vamos a levantarla y llevarla ahí. What you say?
Levantar. He says, I'm going to pick her up and move her over there.
Relax, stay on. Vamos a levantarla y llevarla ahí. What you say?
Oh my. Whoa, hold up. She don't got a top on? Okay, I want to make sure they're not going to show this on Twitter. Twitter's Wild Wild West.
I think she's on Tuesday. So she said right now. She's like, oh, I'm from the future. Okay, hold on.
Just she's from the future? Bro, she must have really gone.
Yeah. Let me just, porque supuestamente they crashed and she tried to leave the scene. So.
Alright, I'm just gonna need an officer to come with us.
Yeah, gotcha. No problem.
Aliens. They're coming.
She just said aliens, they're coming.
They're coming.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
I'll get her legs.
Go. Aliens are coming.
Oh, they blurred it good, but so they end up putting her on the stretcher. Weird. So this lady, this is a different incident in Miami, but hey, I think where this lawsuit might be from, some of this stuff might have happened in Miami. And I'd never heard, I didn't know these kids now were combining the new generation, I guess. Well, maybe they did that back in the day, but I just never heard of that back in my day. Like these people, why would you do an upper and an upper? It sounds kind of dangerous. 2 of them together like that, X and Coke. Oh my God, bro. I can imagine your heart's probably pumping out of your chest. The heck? Jack has been talking about this drug for a minute now, really. Spanglish, I do that all the time. I spoke with Sylvia yesterday for a bit, and I normally talk Spanglish with him. Damn. Okay, so let's keep going with this.
At all times, so that Diddy could get high anywhere and everywhere. And yes, Homeboy has photos of all of it. Diddy maintained this RICO enterprise by using threats of violence, threatening to eat his face, displaying and distributing guns in plaintiffs present, bragging about having law enforcement under control, bragging about murdering people, and bragging about bribing witnesses and jurors in the criminal case concerning the 1999 New York City nightclub shooting with Shine. Are you getting the picture?
Shine.
And it would appear that one of the ways that Diddy had law enforcement under control was through his chief of security, Fahim Muhammad, who the whole staff was allegedly told to contact if anything ever went wrong with police or law enforcement, and he would be the fixer that would make it all disappear. Well, Fahim Muhammad is the former head of security for Michael Jackson. This kid had just graduated college with like a business degree, and he became the head of security for the King of Pop at age 21 or 22. And then, whoopsies, that same year, head of Pop died. This guy was second on the scene. And then his very next job, after failing, was to become the head of Diddy's entire operation. Think about it. The head of security in a blackmail ring needs to know all the dirt. Otherwise, he's not securing shit. Diddy formed his record label in the first place with a lot of help, basically being selected by Clive Davis, who's got a lot of mob ties and other stuff in his history. but he's been running huge portions of the music industry for before we were all born. We're talking back to signing names originally like Janis Joplin, Pink Floyd, Aerosmith, Earth, Wind and Fire. I say all of that to just show you the scope that this is not just one rapper doing bad things. This is the whole music industry. This is how it runs. Diddy is not an isolated incident. He is the status quo. And chances are he was not the only blackmail ring operating in the music industry. We'll go into that another time. If you want more details about the Michael Jackson rabbit hole, Candace Owens produced one of the best videos I have ever seen about Michael Jackson.
Oh, what do you guys think about Michael? Silver, thank you for the super earlier. Oh, Chaos, I almost missed it. Thank you for the 35 months. Holy moly. 2 years plus. Actually, way past that, actually, because 24 is 2 years. So, yeah, 35. Almost 3 years. So, and it says, guess what? That's what I stick around here. We're all messed up in the head. Your plant is struggling too. I'm doing my best to revive her. Well, that mealybug infection, or not infection, but bugs on the plant. But Legend, do you think he was really doing stuff with kids? I know. Delana says, I wish we knew how many videos and evidence they found during the raid. I can only imagine how much videos they found. And, yo, too bad for the people that had to sit there and watch that, all those videos, too. Who knows what kind of all the sex stuff and all that. Wasn't there like 2 people that accused Michael, but then they didn't go through with it or something, or they...
Jackson, it's a work of art. Definitely watch it. I cannot imagine how you would watch that video and not come away realizing that, holy shit, Michael Jackson was framed. All of the charges were bullshit. The FBI investigated him. They found nothing. Everyone close to him said that he never did anything to kids, and the only people that accused him of that clearly were standing to gain things from making false accusations. Go watch the video. Huge props to Lil Rod for having the guts to bring the lawsuit that eventually has now brought Diddy down, or at least gotten him into behind bars. This dude had every indication that he would get killed for doing that. Yeah. And certainly that he would get blacklisted from the whole music industry. Props, bro. And thanks to 50 Cent or whoever else helped protect him and bring these charges.
Well, 50 Cent's been blasting Diddy for a long time. Let me see if 50 Cent has said anything about this recently. I haven't checked his page in a while. He's a troll, but he's funny. Let's see. I don't know. I'm surprised he hasn't said nothing. Not on Twitter, anyway. They're doing a press conference today, too, at 12. Okay, at 12? Oh, yeah, noon. I don't know how long this press conference is going to take. The Kentucky thing is happening, too, so we'll, I'm working on a thumbnail. After this, we'll do that. Never thought he was guilty of it. He honestly just loved kids and loved treating them good because of how abusive his childhood was. I was thinking that too. I mean, I don't know. I've never really sat down and like went through all of it, the details of it. I mean, he probably shouldn't have had the kid sleeping in his bed, you know, or in a room. I think he was sleeping in the same bed, but okay.
Whoever else got his back, good job, guys. As for this piece of shit,
ooh,
he's not going to last very long. He's going to squeal like a fucking pig, and there's an awful lot of powerful people that cannot have that.
Okay, I was tagged in the indictment too, so the indictment is 4 pages long. Let me download it. I think we might have enough time to get through it before they start the press conference. We got maybe 10 minutes. And that's even if they start on time. Sometimes they don't. Oh, I should fix this. Page 1. Page 2. 2, page 3. Okay, and page 4. So they released the actual indictment. Page 4. So we'll go over that right now. All right, let's do that. Let's go over that. Is this guy done here?
So watch out for the Epstein treatment. Diddy did not kill himself. And I guarantee you that the FBI is not going to be releasing all those tapes of all those celebrities and politicians and powerful executives that he has blackmail on.
Yeah, who knows who's been out to these freak-off parties? Probably a lot of people.
They're keeping that shit locked down because that's how they do. Status quo. So key takeaways. All the music you listen to is fucking fake. They're promoting bad artists that they can blackmail so they can control them, so that they can keep running their
it's 14 pages
scheme, and they can give you awful messaging. Think about the messaging in all of the artists that people like Diddy have promoted. Guns,
you're right, it's
violence,
14.
hoes, drugs. That's not authentic. That's being promoted by a blackmail ring in the music industry. It's like if Jeffrey Epstein was the one choosing what music got produced so that he could perpetuate his schemes. That's what your top hits radio stations have been playing for your entire life. We're not talking about one rapper that did some bad shit. We're talking about a systemic issue that just got broadcast across national television, and now they're going to try to cover it all up with everything they've got.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's 14 pages of the indictment, so I think we should just wait till after the presser. I have an idea. I think I have a good idea how we can do this. Let's do this press conference, then we'll do the Kentucky thing, and then maybe we'll do another live on the 14-page document. Keep it kind of clean and separate. But here's another video we can check out. This is from Tom McDonald.
Apparently, P. Diddy's homes are being raided for sex trafficking allegations. You're telling me the guy who rapped, "I won't be satisfied till all my brothers get it, see you hit it, and then I hit it, turn a freak to a bisexual, and if she's flexible, F the brother next to you." You're telling me the guy that rapped that might be a predator? Shocker. Personally, I didn't trust this guy after he had Tupac killed. That was the red flag for me. Can we make sure the security cameras wherever they lock Diddy up are working? Because we all know what happened the last time a billionaire got arrested for the same thing.
Oh. Time, guys. Y'all ready? Be working this other thumbnail, man. I gotta get cracking today. Oh my God, so much going on. We're getting ready. So much going on. Of course, Classified, no problem. It's gonna be a busy day. Rolling the next slide will be no notifications.
Yeah, we're recording. All recording. That's it. You don't have to do it.
So we're just waiting. Looks like they're getting ready to start this press conference. So really, I never got to watch Sound of Freedom. I should check it out. I never had a chance. I heard people say it was really good, and some people got, you know, really emotional. Even I heard some people even cried. I never watched it yet. Everybody in the chat watch, you guys think it's good? I turn it down a little bit. Oh shit, Silverback, is that you in the Facebook group? I need to start streaming on Facebook again. Oh, here we go. That's good? Okay. A mirror held up to Hollywood, really? Okay, I need to put that on my watch list then. We missed this earlier. We can do this. Okay, sweet, perfect. We can do this on the next stream. I have to make 2 more thumbnails now.
Light test film. Combs press conference September 17, 2024. Does anybody need me to keep going? Is everybody set in the back? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You just came in from the left. Are you okay? Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. We're going to be close to on time.
Gonna be a busy day today.
Wonder if he had time to slip one of those 1,000 bottles of LB in his prison suitcase to slip away or... LMFAO 2024 has been great content.
It's been crazy, yeah. Thank you, Random Tube. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, it's been a hell of a year, though, right? Damn, man. It's been crazy. Oh, I like this picture. Looks like, I wonder what they're going to have over here. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Big news, big news. Diddy arrested. Press conference. I wonder if he's going to have more lawsuits, like people, other potential victims out there see this, they're going to maybe come forward. Oh. Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, we got some pictures here. What are they showing? Looks like weapons. Oh, okay, okay. I mean, not surprising. I mean, but I don't know if these were illegal or anything like that. You know, maybe there's some type of illegal purchase.
That was fast.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to start the Sean Combs press conference in about 2 minutes. If you have any questions about presentment, I'll come back out and we'll go over timing and give you a few updates. Thanks.
Okay, I got this and I'm ready for. What is that too? Anybody know? Kind of like a drum. Assault rifle bullets, maybe. I wonder what the focus is on that for. You guys tripping.
Morning, everyone. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Wow, bro.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims.
Brian Engine
took
reporting
days or weeks
various
to heal.
freak-off supplies, including
In addition
narcotics
to the
and over
violence,
1,000
the
bottles of
indictment
baby
alleges
oil.
that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contained images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
1,000 bottles!
Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches.
Oh my God. 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well that we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there.
Damn.
Now, I want to be clear about two things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleiter and Jacqueline Kelly. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
Eric Katursky, ABC.
Thanks, Damien, thanks. The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done. Next question.
Thank you. Julia Ainsley, NBC.
Thank you for doing this. You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Janet Fisher, Newsday.
What's the difference between the sex trafficking and promoting travel for the purpose of prostitution?
Well, there are different crimes with different elements. I don't think we should get into the nitty-gritty of the legal discussion right now, but the sex trafficking, we believe, they're all serious offenses, but the sex trafficking conduct carries some significant penalties, and we are gratified that we were able to bring that charge.
Is one more coercive than the other?
I'm not going to be able to get into that, but you can look it up, and yes, sex trafficking, especially when it involves coercion or force, is a very serious crime, and it carries significant penalties.
Good afternoon, Darla Miles, ABC 7 New York. Thank you for this press conference and for the details. Two questions. In context of this indictment and the information that was presented to the grand jury, are you able to clarify the number of victims? It's mentioned plural in the indictment, but can you specify the number of victims just for this particular indictment? And secondly, can you provide details about the alleged arson?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to provide either. The number of victims, you are correct. We are intentional in saying multiple. The details of the arson incident are limited to what we have in the indictment and also the detention letter that we filed, which contains more details than the indictment does at various points, but we don't have anything more beyond that. Next question.
Lynn Tran, CNN.
Are any of his accomplices or associates under investigation? And additionally, could he face any more charges?
So the investigation is ongoing. That means both as to him and to anyone else who we believe committed the crime with him. Next question.
Juliet Papa.
Hi, good morning from 1010 Wins. Any indication that some of the women or victims here were imprisoned in his residences, and did he have locations where he kept them, and were not allowed to leave? And also, he's indicted here, although there were searches and raids in LA, Miami. Why in New York?
Well, I'm biased. I'm the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. I think that we have an outstanding track record of bringing some of the most impactful, sprawling, complex, difficult sex trafficking, human trafficking, labor trafficking, you name it. The Southern District of New York can do it, and so we're very proud of that. And so the scope and complexity of this investigation isn't something that we ran from. It's something that we embrace, and we will continue to do that. As to your question about whether he imprisoned anyone, all I can say is that, I mentioned this March 2016 incident where something was caught on video where a victim was attempting to flee, and there was violence that was associated with it.
Was that at the residence or a hotel?
That was at a hotel.
Matthew Lee, Inner City Press.
Thanks a lot. Does your office intend to seek remand, or are you reaching a bail package? And if you're willing, how would you contrast this with the R. Kelly case in EDNY in terms of the elements? Thanks.
So we will be seeking detention. We have filed a letter laying out our reasoning for seeking pretrial detention. I'm not going to be able to expand beyond what's in the letter, but it contains all of the reasoning, and it contains the law as well. There is a presumption of detention in a case like this, and we think that's warranted.
John Anise, New York Daily News.
Thank you. I was hoping to get some more detail about the searches of his residence, the guns, the cases of lubricant, and the videos. Where were they found amongst his residence? Were they all scattered around the houses in one place? I kind of wanted to just get a better picture of how that stuff was found.
Well, look, I think that some of the details that you're seeking are in the detention letter. So, for instance, some of the AR-15s, 2 of the 3 DeFace AR-15s were found in his bedroom closet in Miami, broken down into parts along with magazines with ammunition loaded in them. So some of that detail is in the detention letter. Beyond that, I'm not going to be able to get into where other items were stored.
Ben Kochman, Post.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Your office was the office that had been prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein before he died in custody. I have not read your detention memo yet. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this ends. But does the memo address, or is your office concerned with Combs' safety in custody, given what happened with Epstein?
So we are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's part of our obligations to keep people safe as well. It's part of the criminal justice system. So, but I do not draw any sort of connection between Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and what may or may not happen to any other defendant while they are detained pre-trial. And of course, the decision whether to detain the defendant will be up to a judge. Our position is that pretrial detention is warranted under the law and based on the facts of this case, and I'll leave it at that.
Are some of the prosecutors on this case some of the same prosecutors that had been handling that, or that worked on the Maxwell case?
So I'm not going to get into the staffing. I will say that this team, this group of AUSAs, this incredible group has been working on this case around the clock, and they've had their hands full. Next question.
Gus Rosendale, NBC News.
Good morning, sir. Combs' attorney said that his client has been cooperative with investigators. He said that this morning. I was wondering if you would have a reaction to that.
Let me just say this. I think that generally and with increasing frequency, the word cooperative or cooperating has taken on tremendous elasticity, and it no longer really bears any relation to what the word means when we use it in a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
Mike Sisak, AP.
Thanks. To that end,
Was there any discussion of Mr. Combs surrendering? I understand he was taken into custody at a hotel in Manhattan last night, and maybe that wasn't the plan. Can you elaborate on how that came about and why that was?
I'm not going to be able to get into any sort of operational details as to how he was taken into custody and when. He is in custody right now. He will be appearing in court later today.
Was there any discussion of him surrendering, given they claim he's cooperating?
I'm not going to be able to get into law enforcement tactics or operations. Well, I can't get into the charging decision. It is very meaningful to us that weapons were possessed, as we allege in the indictment. Part of the reason why this conduct was so pervasive and harmful was because victims and others didn't necessarily feel comfortable denying him his wishes, as we allege, because of the presence of firearms. I should leave it there.
Thanks. Last question, Jacob Shamison.
Jacob Shamsian, Business Insider. Thank you. Given that he's the sole defendant in this case and that you allege he's part of a conspiracy that involves members of his companies, do you anticipate a superseding indictment that bring allegations against other members of his companies or other co-conspirators as well?
I can't take anything off the table. Anything is possible. Our investigation is very active and ongoing. And I think a lot of you who cover this office know that when we say such things, that developments are certainly foreseeable, but I cannot predict them sitting here today. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. What part of his business empire is exposed forfeiture?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
There it is. Very interesting. So there's a couple things we got to do and go over. But anyway, this is what we're going to do first. So here's the plan, guys. I hope you guys continue to follow me to each stream because I don't have any notifications after this. So right now they're about to do a press conference in the Kentucky shooter. So we're going to go there next. We're going to watch the press conference, get up to date with that. And then we're going to start a new stream and come back to the P. Diddy thing because I want to go. I have the two documents, the detention order and let's see, the detention order and the indictment. The indictment is very similar to what this guy already said, but we'll go through it. The indictment is 14 pages and the detention letter is like 16 pages. So we'll read through it together. So let's do this Kentucky thing first. Let me set the time right now. Set the time now. Find the link. We do the redirect. So we're going to redirect everybody. Let's do the Kentucky update. Redirect. Okay. I'm going to move you guys over with me, and then we'll come back to Diddy. All right, you guys ready? Let me drop the notifications for you guys. I mean, the link for you guys in the chat. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, that's the wrong link. I'm sorry. That's the link to this live stream. Hold on. This is the right link. That's the right link right here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I'll see you guys.